It's pretty simple, and I would say that's the same with like mostly everybody on my team. Like if you get, 5 or 6 Zooms a week, they're, 5 or 6 clients on Zoom, they're closing, if not 80, 90% of them.
What are the magic words that Tierre says to get these clients to trust you, build confidence in you, builds confidence in the product that they then
Yeah.
want to move forward, that then you can build this life where you're selling in a tighter window, but still hitting these big numbers. So what are those
Y-
words? What are those
Yes.
things you're
So
doing?
nothing really special. And I tell that to my team too. It's nothing really special. It's almost coming off non-salesy. So during the discovery call, a lot of times clients are weary about even having the call because they think you're going to be sold something. So I tell them within the first 20 seconds, like, hey, by the way, Grady, just so you know, this is not a sales call, and I can't even sell you anything. We're just going to talk. So
Yeah.
what happens is the sales pressure comes way down. We're just having a conversation. We're going to keep this conversational and simple. Also, feel free, and I always say this, and my wife jokes because our offices are kind of back to back on each other in the house. But I always say, like, look, I'm married with 2 daughters, so if you need to interrupt me, I'm totally used to it, right? And every client, oh my gosh, man, bless your heart, oh this and that. And women are like, yeah, I'm gonna interrupt. I'm like, perfect, don't worry, I won't feel bad at all. And I say that again to bring the sales pressure down. Then we just go over like, what do you have? What do you currently have now? Do you have a 401k? Do you know how they work? Do you know why an IU, like when you looked at the IUL information, did you have any questions? You want me to give you a summary? So they have to respond. Very conversational. I also kind of go a little bit into health, but I don't disqualify it at health. So like if a client says like, "Oh yeah, my health is not that great. I had a heart attack." I still don't even really I don't flinch and say, "Oh, an IUL is not for you." Because if you show up to my Zoom, you still want something. You're still looking for coverage. I just then pivot to wherever it is. So I don't do an early disqualification. I think sometimes agents do, and then they're like, "Oh, well, you can't get an IUL. Click, it's gone. They're gone forever. You'll never get them back." So it's a conversation. Keep it simple. We'll go over their budget, how much they're saving, how much they're putting in. I've heard people use, the 10% rule, the 5% rule, all of that. I just keep it simple. How much are you putting into your bank account on a monthly basis? Oh, I'm putting 400. Great. Do you like getting 0.01% from the bank? No. How about if we put it somewhere, or maybe we put a little bit of it somewhere where you could get like 8 to 10% year over year? Okay, that sounds good. Great. When can I get you on a Zoom so I can show it to you? Because I need to kind of crunch the data and see what's the right plan for you. I'm not going to just rush into this and do this over the phone with you. So all of mine are pitched to Zooms. Now, if a client says, hey, I don't have time to schedule something later, great. Get your email. I'm going to send you a Zoom link right now and I'm going to one call close it. But I'm still going to show it to you on a Zoom because I need you to see me. Just
Yeah.
like when we were in the field, you would see me.
Yeah.
So during the appointment, it's the same thing. Hey, thanks for showing up to the Zoom. Remember, I'm that goofy guy with baseball cap that got a flamingo on it, right? That's me. I see you didn't dress up. That's great. No problem. So we're just gonna jump into it. I'm gonna share my screen. I generally tell them that I'm not gonna look at my main camera screen because I have a big 55-inch on this wall, so I could see everything. I share my screen. The truth of it is I don't want to look at the video and get distracted with what they're doing. So I don't. I keep the Zoom over there and everything else is on my other screen. So I'm just talking data and hearing them, but eliminating the distraction. And then I build the illustration real time. I'm not crunching any numbers or putting anything together ahead of time because I know how to do it. I could do it real time when they show up. In the beginning, I would always pitch to Zoom because I needed that window to figure out my process. But now I'm just pitching to Zoom just to see if they show up. And I'm okay with that because if they don't show up, they weren't really interested and I dial anyway. But if they show up, pretty much 9 out of 10 we're closing.
It's great.
Yeah.
Those are good numbers.
It's pretty simple. And I would say that's the same with like mostly everybody on my team. Like if you get, 5 or 6 Zooms a week, they're, 5 or 6 clients on Zoom, they're closing if not 80, 90% of them